What is up, guys? Welcome to Truth and Transparency. Let's do it.
Listen, folks, I know there's a history here. I'd like to get this hearing in today. You know, everybody needs to just focus on the relevant facts, okay? I know there's a history here. I know.
Are you talking up by Sunset Mart? Up the hill by the gas station?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you?
What is up to the transparency?
All right. Who's responsible here?
What's that?
Who's responsible here? Whose house is this? Yeah. Haven't been drinking or anything, right?
No.
Okay. Drive careful, okay?
Will do, thank you.
What is everybody doing on a Friday late night? No one's watching Dateline? No dates tonight? I got some fun facts for you. Let's see. Again, welcome mods, members, subscribers, lurkers. What is up? H stands for hoodie. Put me in the hood. The 2020 NCMEC's database of missing children cases. What do you guys think? This is January 7th of 2022 when it came out, but the stats are from 2020. What do you think the 5 top states are for missing children? What do you think the 5 top states are for missing children? What is some of you guys stay up for it? Yeah. My lurkers, you like that? Yeah. What do you think? Top 5 states. Curious what you guys think about it. Again, Cleveland is not a state, but you know what? I feel you. It's Friday. Hopefully you're having some fun.
This is what the other group had that ran away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just ditched it? Awesome.
Yeah, those ones kept walking in the car and the other one.
It's Truly's for the win.
Truly's for the win. These are the 5. Let's see. Ohio is in the top 5, but it's not the top. Texas, over 3,500 children. New York, 2,500. Florida, 21 and some change. Ohio, California, and Washington. I gave you guys 6. Those are the top 6. So, in case you guys want to know that. Let's see what else I got for you. You know, JLR, he runs all over every time there's a new missing person, missing case. Something that we should all focus on is that 89 to 92% of the missing people that go missing, they're actually found or recovered within that year. So if you go missing, the percentage that you're actually found is 89 to 92%. So yeah, according to the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System, more than 600,000 persons go missing in the United States every year. 600,000. Anywhere between 89% to 92% of those missing people are recovered every year, either alive or deceased. So there is that percentage of 8 to 11% that people don't ever get to know what happened to their loved one. So, you know, I'm a stat person, so I just wanted to look up some stats. Yeah. I wanted to know, missing persons, these files, these cases in the United States by race. And there were 4 races that they did. They did white, black, unknown, and then Asian. And Asian, this is 11,349 cases in 2022. Unknown race, 18,000. Black, 193,000. And then white was 313,000. So I know that I'm going to start going to Asian restaurants to eat now. They have the lowest percentage. So if I hang out with my Asian friends, no one's going to come get me. It's a joke. But yeah. What else we got? Yeah, I was just looking around. What is up, Miss Potts? What is up, Miss Potts? Well, here, guys, I am going to... Yeah, see, Indian. There you go, see? It's a joke, you guys. It's just a joke. I'm going to start, hanging out with my Asian friends. No one's going to come take us. But just because of a lot of Asian people are black belts, man. Those Asian women go. They're going to get you. I love Asian food. Yeah, there you go. Oh, fuck. Here she comes. Gina Marie. Gina Marie, I'm bottle 6. What is up, Gina? Welcome to Truth and Transparency. There you go, Deborah. Good. See? I am going to drop the link. The way that this works tonight, 2-minute drill. I'm going to ask you guys a question, and you got to answer it, and then I'll tell you what I think about your answer. I wrote a bunch of crazy, wild stuff down. You don't know what question you're going to get. Strictly timed. Don't be scared. There's that link. Slap it. Pop up here. And I get to ask you a question. I mean, it could be anything. It's anything true crime. It's anything, period. What's Lana's favorite color? Go. No, I'm kidding. Oh, my goodness. Oh, goodness. Did you see our hard work earlier? Well, no, I missed it. What was it? Are you guys doing the alphabet? Miss Potts, bring your brains. Yeah. Everyone's like, what do you mean? I'm laying in bed and I got my husband laying next to me. And, he's going to get super pissed if I hit that button. Uh-oh. Here we go. Is it Tara or Tara?
It's Tara. I don't like to show my face, so I had to put the dog up. Sorry.
No, that's okay. As long as you don't, flash me, you're fine.
Okay.
All right. Tara, here's your first question. Ready?
Okay.
All right. What was the first true crime case that you've ever got, you could say, addicted to?
OJ.
OJ. That was easy. All right. So was OJ innocent or guilty?
Accessory to the crime.
There you go. I like that answer. Accessory after the fact?
I don't know. Like an accomplice, kind of. Allegedly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then so you said OJ was the first case, right?
Yes.
All right. So then now I get to ask you a question about any case. Did you ever see the Lacey Peterson, Scott Peterson case?
Yes.
All right. What was Lacey Peterson and Scott Peterson going to name their baby?
Connor.
There you go. Good job. You just sweep. Go ahead, Terry. You get a question. Friday night 2-minute drill. What do you got for me?
Why did Casey Anthony get off on her case?
I really didn't follow Casey Anthony's case like I have other cases. I know that she had a really good attorney. I mean,
it's because they overshot the death penalty. That they overshot, and so they didn't agree on the death penalty, so they let her go.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
I don't need any more questions. I'm ready to go. I don't want to take up people's time.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart. All right, you said it's Tara, right?
Yes, Tara. Yeah.
All right, Tara, you have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Oh, what a doll. What is up, Anna? You are on the mic.
This is my first time showing my face.
Oh, well, good. Hey, welcome.
Is my volume, am I echoing or anything?
Oh, I can hear you good. I think it's good.
Okay. Go. Shoot.
Yes. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So just like, what was your first case that you got hooked on true crime?
Skip that one.
This is not Family Feud.
Okay. The very
I'm totally
first
kidding.
one,
I'm totally kidding, Anna. I'm messing with you.
The very first one that landed in my heart and just obsessed me is Summer Wells.
Summer Wells.
Yeah. I'm
Tennessee,
still obsessed.
right?
I'm still obsessed. I'm in Michigan, but yeah, that was in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Ben
I
Hill
never even
Road.
looked at the case.
I
Yeah,
know. I know everything, Summer.
Okay, good. Well, I mean, that happened, what's it?
2 years.
2 years, right?
Yeah. June 15th, 2021. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Don and Candace are characters.
What a pair.
What a pair.
I know people like that. And I'm not talking about poor. I'm talking
I
about
didn't even know
just,
that they were a couple.
I don't
thought
think
it was
they're
her
poor.
dad.
They actually are not poor. I mean, a lot of people thought that at first, and they're like, oh, just because they don't have money for this or that. No, they just choose to spend their money on drinking and drugging.
Yeah. That's so did you get into the whole true crime 2 years ago, COVID, or like did that like put you like
okay, I'm 60 years old. I used to find true crime magazine under my mom's bed, and I would steal them and read them at 9 years old.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Did you sleep okay?
Oh yeah.
All
But
right.
I mean, I would read the horror parts,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like pencil mark them so I could read them again. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Hey, you know what? So your mom was in a true crime then?
Yeah. I don't think as much as I was, really. I mean,
no.
I used to watch like the old shows with her, the detective and the investigation, Ironsides, and
Perry Mason.
yes.
Yeah. Matlock.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There you go.
Remember Moonlighting? That was one of my favorites from.
Oh, I never watched it. I'll have to catch one of the old ones.
Oh, it's a couple. It's awesome.
All right. I can dig it.
Yeah.
All right. Here's my trivia question for you, and then you can ask me anything you want within reason. Do you remember the movie Ransom?
Don't ask me about movies. I don't watch movies.
Okay. Well, then go ahead. It's your turn.
Oh, anything I want to?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hopefully.
I think you're so smart. What kind of education did you get? And how did you get so fascinated with all the details?
Ooh. I've always been a numbers person.
Uh-huh.
So the numbers, yeah. Criminal Justice and Business, Cincinnati, University of Cincinnati. But, I mean, honestly, it's, I think I said it earlier today. Anything like this type of stuff, I think that either like you just have instincts or you don't, and then you're gonna mix that with like you could train anybody something like how you want something done. So I think that in this field to be able to do what the detectives do every day, because they see some horrible shit.
Yeah.
That you have to have a passion to want to like help people, and so I've always had that passion.
You are righting so many wrongs. I mean, I just love you.
Oh, well, thank you. That was so kind. I
You're
appreciate
brilliant.
that.
Can I
Oh, well,
have
thank
one
you.
more? Can I have one more
Yeah,
question?
sure.
So how do you spend so much time doing what you do and then work on top of that? It's because you're young.
Huh. I wish I was young. Yeah.
You're young.
I like to think I have good time management skills, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. A lot of my time goes to my kids, so.
Thank you. Kids too? Oh my God.
Just one. One's good.
I
Kids are
respect you even
expensive.
more. Okay, I'm gonna let somebody else have a turn.
Oh, you're a sweetheart.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, Anna. Yes. Old school Anna right there. I love it. Come with the old school Perry Mason, Matlock. When do I sleep? Yeah, I sleep when I die, baby. Yeah, give Anna clap. Miss Potts, come on, man. Hit my link, girl. Who's up for my first debate question? I blame Nancy Drew for my start. Anybody get started on like the John Bunny Ramsey case? I'm just curious about that case. I feel like Colorado just needs a lot of help out there. Miss T, what is good? How you doing? Welcome.
Hi, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yes.
So let me I'm driving with my dog, so I'm just rolling up my windows.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Welcome to the transparency. Thanks for popping on.
Oh, thank you. I gotta say, Lana, I love your channel. You crack me up so much. And I just love that, like,
I just laugh at myself.
Like, we can find like just moments of lightheartedness when it comes to so much darkness, you know, that
I try.
true crime is, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to compliment you on that. You and Jules are probably my favorite ones that like true crime people that I watch. And I love your channel, and I'm just glad that I got on and I'm able to chat with you for a little bit.
Aw, well, you rock. Thank you for saying that. And thank you for being here and supporting the channel. So true crime, what do you got here, Miss T? What's the first case that you kind of like were like, all right, I'm hooked, or you were watching it, or, you know?
Man, Jodi Arias.
Okay.
Yeah, I got really into it. I am kind of like a Jack Mormon. So like and just kind of like I was a convert to the Mormon church a couple of years prior to the Jodi Arias thing, so I really kind of gravitated towards that story, how she was a convert, fell in love with the Mormon boy was like, hey, like, you're not marriage material because you're not like this perfect little Mormon girl.
Oh boy.
So Jodi Arias is the main, like, that's what like kind of really took me in. And Juan Martinez, he was a prosecutor. He was like a beast. He was so good at what he did. I heard he's not a prosecutor anymore, though, because he was doing some shady stuff. So, yeah.
I feel like a bunch of people are doing some shady shit lately. Look out.
Right. So, yeah. So that's the case that kind of took me in.
Okay. Well, you said you're, what do you think then about, you know, there's been talks with the Idaho 4 case in terms of like the Christ Church. What's your take on that?
No, I'm not leaning towards that. I honestly think it's pretty simple. I'm leaning towards a drug connection. That's literally where I'm at. I think it's some kind of drug related thing. For me, it's been kind of like just the 8-hour delay with those girls. I'm just like, come on. You know, like I think there's no way. One thing that stuck out in my mind was how like Dylan said, like, allegedly she heard Xana crying. You know, like there is kind of like a kitchen in between, right? And a hallway. I was like, Xana had to be crying kind of loud to hear that. I'm like, there's no way that 2 doors could be closed and you hear like light sobbing. It couldn't have been light sobbing. It had to be something louder. So I think there's a lot more to it. I think that there's some drug related things in there. I've been on other channels. I don't believe that they're like big time, like drug dealers. I think young college kids, they probably had their hands on, simple drugs like Molly, things like that,
Mm-hmm.
and they were distributing. I kind of am leaning towards that. It could have been a drug related thing.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to BK, people are like, like the DNA thing is really big, but I work in this field and I've worked in criminal law, and I remember talking to the attorneys that I worked with in criminal law, and they're like, touch DNA is like crap. That's
Mm-hmm.
literally what they
It
told me.
is.
They're like, it's crap. You can easily like transfer things, and I've heard other
Yeah.
cases. So for me, it's kind of like, he was around a bunch of different college kids, like who knows if maybe one of his students or something had a connection with those people there. Touch DNA, it's, like they got to show a lot more. They have to show that there was some kind of motive. Motive is very big.
I
They're
think
like, oh, it's
motive's
not
big.
necessary.
I think motive's
No,
big
you
for something
gotta,
like this.
yeah.
I would
Like,
agree.
why?
I would
Why?
agree.
It's like, so for me, it's like I don't know. Like for me, I feel like it must have been people that knew them. On top of that, they were talking about the DNA, the other DNA that was found in the rooms,
Mm-hmm.
right? And to me, when I think about that, I'm kind of like, you look at all the girls in that house, they all had boyfriends. They all had boyfriends. So explain to me how, what, 3 different unknown male DNA samples could be found in those rooms that aren't connected to the boyfriends, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that they were slutting around, like based on what I was seeing, Maddie was really in love with Jake, and Xana was really in love with Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
Term relationship with Jack D. I'm
Yeah.
like, so that other unknown DNA that was located, that DNA must not have been found in, like community related areas like the living room. That must have been somewhere near the bodies for them to focus on it. So that sticks out to me a lot. And the fact that they haven't even done anything with that DNA is like a big, humongous red flag, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was
So,
definitely something that they tested, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever this DNA is that they found, they tested something that they felt like, to test. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't think that it's obscure to the point of like it was somewhere that they tested.
yeah. No, I think they hyper focused on the DNA found on the sheath, and they kind of said, hey, we need to wrap this up quickly because it's affecting numbers of the college. I think there's some aspects to it. And then it's
Mm-hmm.
such a big case, right? You even look at the Delphi case. These cases, people want resolutions. People want justice. So I think LE, maybe they're inclined to try to find answers as quickly as they can. And the first person that even seems slightly connected, they'll go like full throttle on that person. That's kind of what I feel happened with BK. And that's honestly what I'm leaning towards happen with even Richard Allen. We'll see how that particular trial plays out. But I think LE, they do a lot of shady stuff. It's crazy to me
I
that
think Richard Allen's going to be rich I think Richard Allen's going to be rich.
Yeah, no, like I remember when they caught him, I was just
If
like,
he's
well,
not
that's
if
great.
he's not rich by the next couple of years, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think a lot of people are like, they're focusing, and a lot of people are like, oh, he did it. LE wouldn't have arrested him. I'm like, no, like LE, there was other law enforcement officers who are retired that came out and said, hey, we don't think you guys have the right person. That's like really big for them to kind of put their reputation and everything out there.
You would never do that.
Yeah, no. So the Delphi
Baldwin's
case,
a good nut. So yeah.
yeah,
Well, thank you
yeah.
so
So
much,
that's
Miss T. I was going to end with a question, or
sure.
let's see.
Sorry, I went off on a tangent.
Oh no, you're fine. Trust me, I do it all the time. Preach, mama, preach. You said you were riding around with your dogs, right?
Yeah, with my doggy.
Okay. Oh, okay, good. What's your dog's name? Curious.
His name's Kaneki. It's
Oh.
a Japanese anime name. He's a little Cocker Spaniel.
Okay. And if you were to be on the jury of the Idaho 4 case, with everything that you see right now, how would you cast your vote?
I believe you have to have. Right now, there's too much reasonable doubt. I wouldn't be able to convict them.
Not
with
guilty.
what's out there right now. Not guilty right now.
There it is, guys. Boom. Miss T makes herself known. Drop mic. Boop. Miss T, appreciate you. Thank you. Up next, Bridget. Bridget from where? Bridget, you there?
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
You're the Tennessee. Cool. What's up, girl? Welcome to the Transparency. Can you hear me? Well, Bridget, we'll come back to you there. You're just probably camera shy. Happens to the best of us. I want to ask Miss Potts some questions I have over here. All right, here's a question for myself. If I had to listen to somebody all day long, who would it be? Between WSU Kim. I'm just kidding. Don't know if she's watching. Just giving her a hard time. What's up, Bridget? We'll try this again. Oh, see. You there, Bridget? All right. You have a good night there, Bridget. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. We're just having a bad connection. It's like, I call BS. Welcome to Truth and Transparency. How you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
Because you were. I was just talking to my girlfriend about this whole case. She's sick of me talking about it.
Oh, good.
But
God. Were you on three-way?
So I come onto your channel because I do it every day, and then you got a Bridget on the line that didn't want to speak up, and I'm like, hi, Bridget too. Hello.
Oh, your name's Bridget too?
Yeah, but I'm having a hard time with this because I don't understand why this is still a question. Why is anything? To me, it's simple, logical, right? I don't know.
Oh, this case?
Exactly the case. Okay. Why is there any? I think this is obviously
you have to ask MPD what their problem is.
What?
I said we'd have to ask MPD what their problem is if this is so simple.
Oh no, I already know.
I don't know what they're doing over there.
I do. It's a cover up, obviously.
We're going cover up for 100 there, Alex. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who's behind the cover up? Oh, was that your friend?
Moscow PD is
Moscow PD. So do you think the ISP came in and cleaned it up for him?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What do you mean?
So I talked about him earlier. Here's your question. Don Daniels, Brett Payne, and Dustin Blaker. What do we think? Who's the bigger culprit for the I guess you could say this
Payne?
You think Payne fucked a lot of shit up?
I'm gonna go with Payne.
What about so Payne, do you think that Payne arrived at 4:00 and that was the first, do you think that
No. I'm gonna go back to the beginning like I always do with these cases. And you know what is never gonna get out of my head is that when they lied with their undercover car,
okay,
in their, they weren't even in uniform, right?
Yeah, they were working undercover, just popping people for drinking and walking with drinks and shit.
And then they lied. They lied. Said they were stumbling. They clearly were not.
We're gonna walk you home.
Yeah, and then the one guy disappears. Okay, so there was the cop and the dude disappears for a little while, and then all of a sudden 301, and then you see the 4 kids in the background walk from the murder house.
Murder me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you mean? Like, how is that not?
And a screen.
Explain that to me. Make that make sense, because I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know. I just know that white Elantras don't kill people.
No. It's not even that. It's like the most common car ever, and they're just lying.
I can't even find the car on camera yet.
No, it's just a lie after another lie.
Yes.
Okay.
I love your friend in the background. Just like, yes.
No, it's a lie after lie. So why are you lying?
Why you lying?
Why are you lying?
Tell
What are
me
you hiding?
lies. Tell me sweet little lies. So you think we should call up MPD right now and ask them why they're lying?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Question for you. What was your first true crime case that you ever got into?
Oh, good question. I believe was it Summer Wells. Summer Wells.
Someone was just talking about Summer a minute ago. Cool. And if you had to pick between Dylan or Bethany
Both. I don't even need you to finish that.
at the same time?
Both.
Okay.
Okay, this
You're
is
just
my
picking.
theory.
You don't even
This
know the
is my
question.
theory, and I know I'm right.
You don't even know what the question is, though.
I don't need to know.
No, it has nothing to do.
No, I'm telling you what happened. That's a drug hub, okay?
Oh God, here we go.
It's a hub. It's a hub. How do you think she got that Range Rover?
Right.
Huh? Make sense too. Why would she? Come on.
I don't-
Okay.
I don't think it's that expensive.
Not only that, do you know the name Constello? Whoever owns Mad Greek, they got places all over the East Coast too, from Florida up the East Coast, probably in Jersey. I don't know. I do know that there are other Mad Greek restaurants, and I do know that the owner is involved with drug trafficking.
Oh God.
No, I do. So it's not funny. It's reality. It's
No,
I
we're
don't
just
know why it's so
Friday night
far-fetched.
bombshells out here.
Well, why is that so far fetched?
Oh, I don't think anything is. I mean, I think that the policing is far fetched. If you ask me, like, I want to know what happened.
But you know what? They're
Hours.
not even worth my time to talk about. They're so stupid. Stunato. I don't.
You
you know
Stunato,
what?
are you Italian?
No,
Okay.
I'm Irish.
Irish, yes. Taking back some shots tonight. Good job there.
Me too.
Hey.
Tequila.
All right.
But let me just tell you, I love you and I watch you every day. I just love the shit out of
Yes.
you. And
Thank you.
I always tell everybody, I'm like, you know what? Everybody thinks I'm crazy because of my true crime bullshit, but I'm like, you know what?
'em.
You don't even know Lana. Don't even.
Yeah.
Don't
Fuck with
fuck with
Lana.
her.
Get over
Don't
here, get
fuck
your
with her.
brains worked.
Yeah. People
Yeah,
are
B.
too stupid. I'm sorry.
So are you a East Coast person, a West Coast
Yeah, I'm
person?
from New York.
Okay. You losing that accent?
What accent?
There you go. I got
See?
the A. I got the
What
A.
the fuck? Well, when I lived in Florida, everybody picked on me about the damn accent. And I'm like, I don't
Hey.
have an accent.
Hey.
What accent?
All right. Well, do you have a question? Otherwise, I'm going to move on to Les.
Wait, hold on. Let me think.
Okay.
Did you watch the Linda Lane footage? Do you think
Yeah, I
that
tore that up.
they did redact or they did? Do you think that they, screwed with the camera footage and the sound?
Like what part of Linda Lane? There you go. Here's Linda Lane.
What time was it?
It was all Linda Lane.
3:01. No, was it 3? I think it was before 3. I think it was like a 1:15.
Look at that. Look at that fucking timeline right there.
What do you think about the scream? Did you hear a scream?
Yes, I heard. If Linda Lane is legit, I heard. There was definitely shit going on. You can't see anybody's car for shit.
Right. Okay, but I'm gonna
There you go.
tell
That's my
you
thought
right
on Linda
now
Lane.
that the girl next to me, I made her listen to that footage 4 times over, and I asked her, "What do you hear? Do you
Well,
hear
you-
a scream, or am I crazy?" She said, "No, I actually did hear it." I'm like, "All right," and then all of a sudden, 3 weeks later, it's redacted or whatever. It's gone. Right?
Redacted.
What do you mean?
Interesting. Let's see. So you're thinking like right around that 2:00 time, like up in this area. Female scream in the far. Get out. Help me, please.
No,
Those.
honestly, I think it was at 3:01.
Okay.
They took that out too. I don't know. I just know it's a cover up. That's all. And
I can tell you
truth will
that.
come out. Truth
I can
will
tell you
come out,
that.
and Brian will walk free.
I can tell you that the police are there when you hear that scream.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
The police. So it's color coordinated.
yeah. That's
All right,
why
cool.
it's a cover up.
Look at last call. Boom, 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 boom. All right, girl.
All right,
Well,
I'll
thank
let
you so much
know.
for
I
popping on.
appreciate your
Appreciate
time.
you. Love the support. Thank you. Appreciate that. And take care.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
All right. I call BS like the name. Keep rocking. All right. God bless it. I'm trying to just go in some type of order here. What is up, Les? Don't be showing anything crazy.
No, Lana, I'm not showing anything at all. I'm the one who just got out of the bath, so I'm not showing anything.
Oh, well, welcome.
I'm so excited to talk to you. I just became a member recently, and I
well,
started
thank
going.
you.
Yeah, I started going all the way back to your Rachel Del Tondo girl. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good
I
stuff.
solved that
So
case. So
yeah, I'm not through it yet, but I'm looking into it.
well, Sheldon's gonna come home, so that's how it should be. People that didn't do something shouldn't be in prison.
Amen.
Amen. So what's up? What was the first case that you ever got hooked with true crime?
Well, there were a lot because it was like in the late 80s because I'm almost 50. So it was like the late 80s when I started, my mom's true crime book she would pass to me. My mom was a nut though. But I mean, I think that the one I started like really watching the Lifetime movies about and
Ooh,
everything was
Lifetime, yeah.
yeah, Betty Broderick.
Okay.
Yes. And she's so much like my mom. I was like hooked. I was like, that's my mom.
I
But
always
yeah.
think of the Wonder Year, or no, the Seavers mom. What was her name?
Oh,
When I think of Lifetime Originals, I think of
Jane?
her.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I know what you're talking about. The Family Ties lady.
The
Meredith
Growing
somebody.
Pains, the Growing Pains mom.
Growing Pains.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was the
Carol,
Family
the
Ties.
Seavers. It was like Carol or
Oh,
some
yeah,
shit.
Carol Seaver. Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
Carol. Good. All right. So you said 80s baby, right?
I'm a 70s baby, but
70s
80s
baby.
true crime.
Okay. Here's a question then for you.
Okay.
Who killed John F. Kennedy?
CIA. A bunch of them. A bunch of them.
Tell her what she won. All right.
I mean, a bunch of people were involved. Yeah.
You know who wanted to talk about that was me and Scott Roeder. We were gonna talk a little about JFK, and then he got pretty busy with a couple cases. But I said I wanted to talk about Marilyn Monroe, and I wanted to talk about JFK.
Oh, those were all murder set up. Terrible.
Yeah. All right, cool. What do you got for me? You get to have a question on if you have anything with the Idaho 4 case.
I wanted to ask you, I've asked you in chat, but I know there's so many people chatting at once.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was going to ask you, no, I know you send things to Ann Taylor. And my question to you is, has she ever responded?
I plead the fifth.
Okay. That's, yeah.
Honestly, I don't know.
It.
To be honest, I don't know.
No, that makes sense. I just realized in the question that I asked that.
You said I said hi to Ann Taylor. Did she ever respond?
No, I said I thought that you had said you were sending things to Ann, and did she ever respond?
Oh. Yeah, no, I don't have any messages that say love Ann Taylor now. If that answers your question.
Thanks, babe. Nothing like that.
I mean, I've been getting some flowers, but I don't think it's AT. But I guess I can ask her if she's been sending me flowers.
All right, Lana.
Hey, Lana, you're making my job easy. Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too, babe. Thank you. Hopefully that bath was good. Trying to slip in my ATM. What's up, Miss Potts? Miss Potts, are you there? You have your mic muted.
Oh, now, hello. Can you hear me?
Hi, how are you?
How's everybody doing?
Just hanging out with our wangs out, jamming out with our clams out.
Happy Friday.
I know, Dateline Friday. I got a question for you.
What are these questions that you have, my friend?
Okay, first case, that got you hooked in true crime.
John Bonet and then Madeleine McCann.
Okay, well, I'll keep you there talking about John Bonet. I found that case there. Do you think the ransom note was staged?
Yes.
Yeah. Would you care to say who you think, staged that, or?
The mother.
Yeah. So are you on the boat then that her brother had something to do with that? Think it was an accident?
No.
Okay. Nice.
No, actually, what I think they were doing with that poor baby is
Oh God,
100
okay, there.
on the parents, and whatever happened to her was because of.
Okay, I gotcha. So you didn't.
Sorry, yeah, you catch my drift.
I got your drift, girl. I see your drift. Sorry, my throat's all messed up. I got a bullfrog.
Because you need to rest.
Oh, I've been resting. Question for you. Idaho 4 ready? If you were to pick between Dylan or Bethany, who would you say right now is going to be who's going to be more of a, I guess you could say, liability for the prosecution?
Bethany.
Bethany's going to be more of a liability?
For the prosecution, yes.
Okay. And is that because whatever she saw and they didn't put down, it clashes with what Dylan?
Well, not only do I think that Bethany will entirely debunk the timeline and the narrative that was presented to begin with, I also think Bethany's likely highly involved in possibly letting the perpetrators in the home. I'm
so
leaning towards she let them in through the downstairs through her window. I don't think anybody came in through the slider.
Yeah, I question this whole slider thing too, but I think they could just walk right in the front door, to be honest. But for me, I'm gonna have to go opposite with you there, Missy. I'm gonna go with Dylan's gonna be a huge liability for the prosecution because that's their case. Their case is on what, everything that she's saying, that she saw this bushy man with some brows, that she got up 3 different times. She was there. Is this normal for you? So I just think that she's going to get just blown up left and right on cross-examination. So I think that they put a lot of stock into her with the PCA. So I think that therefore she has a lot, like Bethany, like they're just over there. Like we didn't even bring up Bethany. We weren't going to probably even call Bethany. You know what I mean? So I just think there's a lot of pressure on Dylan to keep that in touch.
Well, I think Bethany is going to be the problem, though, because there's a reason that she was excluded. There's a reason why they didn't want Ann Taylor or the defense team speaking to her. Because she's going to be a problem for the state to be able to prove their case. What if
Dylan just says, I didn't say any of this shit? What if she pulls this Richard Allen type thing where it's like this Betsy Blair and she's like, wait a second, I never said that he had this. I never said he was bushy eyebrows. I mean, I never said that I opened up my door and I closed it. I'm the one that said I heard Kaylee. They're the one that said, it could have been Xana. I just have a feeling that I think that Dylan's going to be like, that's a story. You got to get that perfectly right. You know what I'm saying? If any part of that is just, okay. And then, hey, did you have any, did you and Xana not get along? Why wouldn't you go help your friend? I just think she's just going to go, boom. She's just going to pounce on her and be like, well, you didn't use the bathroom at all, or your phone's, you're making these movements with your phone. You're not walking out there. You didn't go upstairs for, you know what I'm saying? I just think that there's just, I would not want to be Dylan on the stand.
Yeah, I'll be perfectly honest. I wouldn't want to be either one of them on the stand, but I think that was the plan from the beginning, was never to have any of the witnesses testify anyway, which is why the
I don't know how they think that they're going to pull
prosecution
that off.
immediately went to grand jury when I think that there's a reason to leave Bethany out. There's a reason why you are trying to keep this person hidden. You know what I mean? No, they didn't keep Dylan hidden. But there is a reason.
I think Dylan was telling them what they wanted to hear, maybe.
I don't know, because according to Mr. Richard Batanti, upon examining, this guy's the forensic guy, right? So the defense hires him. He comes in. I'm thinking this is, back in the day, Batanti's been around since January, okay? And this man had access to everything. This man went back to Brian's apartment to snatch the smart TV that, ISP and Blaker and them never took. I don't know what evidentiary value his smart TV would hold, but I think it's interesting that the forensic investigator thinks that there's some kind of evidentiary value to the TV, that they would go back and get it. Mr. Batanti made it very clear that after he got to listen to the numerous interviews that Bethany had with law enforcement, she is the exculpatory person in this case. And I believe that there's a reason that the prosecution that's why they wanted to keep her hidden. That's why the state wanted to keep her hidden from the defense. It's because she is the exculpatory person. And I don't think it's just the timeline. I think she's exculpatory because she knows exactly who did it and when. I can't hear you. Are you muted?
Damn it. I said, do you think it's her fiance? And I was just joking because I guess she's engaged now.
Oh,
I didn't even know she had a
know.
boyfriend. Now she's engaged. How do you get engaged? You get tattoos. Do you think they're going to ask so many questions about these tattoos? I know I would ask questions about the tattoos. I would say, why did you put the order of the names like that? I would ask about the tattoos. I would be like, you didn't have the wherewithal to fucking call 911, but you made a decision to go get some tattoos?
Well, I just want to know too, like logistically, how did that all work out where you are allegedly in Nevada, Dylan is allegedly in Boise, and the two of you meet up for tattoos, and you're terrified to even come back to Idaho to be questioned by the defense in this case. You fear for your life or whatever, but you can meet up to get tattoos, and you can be at a baseball game, and you can be like posting all of, I'd want to know why she's hanging out with like Alpha Phi in San Diego. I mean, I'd be very interested as to know, like, what sorority are you in now? Who are you with currently?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Why did you leave the state exactly? What were you in fear of? Like, I would absolutely ask her that on the stand. I don't care if it's considered rude or yeah.
No, I would ask like who everybody was having sex with. I want to know who those unknown male samples are. I would want to know, like, so when you woke up in the morning on like a regular morning, would you ever wake up and there'd be people there that like you didn't know? You know what I'm saying? Like, so was it normal for, people that you did not know to be waking up in your apartment or your house, whatever you want to call it? Because
like I would show her the body cam and be like, this is you answering the door, correct? And you did not identify yourself as a resident, as one of the people who lived there. You said, let me go get them.
Or she's gonna say it was that, Emily.
Well, but she'd be dumb to do that because then she's perjuring herself on the stand, because it's not Emily, it's Bethany.
Well, Miss Potts, I love your face. Are you ready for my brothel stories this coming week?
Been ready.
All right, cool. Cool. I got some stuff for you. I've been deep diving the 2.0 OnlyFans on steroids.
Listen, I told
the
you that shit is crazy. And even when me and you talked about it, I'm like, I didn't even want to send you any of this because I figured it's a big old rabbit hole. But you know what? I'm glad you're going down it because I tell you what,
it's a moneymaker.
It's not a rabbit hole.
You got sororities and you got fraternities that are just pumping, kids that they're just recycling. And if you truly think about it, you could easily talk these kids into like, well, here, you're going to be doing this anyways. You might as well make some money while you're doing it. That type of stuff.
And it's crazy too, because one of the most famous brothels in Moscow, this is just a little fun fact for chat. Anybody who wants to, a little fun fact. So the, most famous one in Moscow is right on Almond Street, Almon, right? Infamous. And there was like what got it shut down, if I remember correctly, in my history little journal that I went down. There was like a stabbing that occurred. Crazy enough, there was like a stabbing that occurred outside of this brothel. And it was one of the girls, it was like one of her Johns or something that like came and attacked her and like stabbed her, and the place ended up getting shut down. And so, yeah, a little fun fact for anybody who wants to go deep dive: the brothel on Almond Street in Moscow, Idaho.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. All right. Love your face. I'll talk to you. Peace.
Love you.
What is up? Oh, don't worry. I will drop that link again. Next on stage, Christy. What you got for me, girl? Welcome to Truth and Transparency.
Oh, I have stage fright.
Okay.
So go ahead, because I'll let you do the talking because I'll probably over talk. So I'm gonna let you lead it.
Well, first question is I've been asking everybody is what got you into true crime? What's your what crime kind of life or story did you get hooked on and start watching true crime?
I think it was when I was growing up. We had a little girl that had gotten kidnapped that was right around my age. And the gentleman that kidnapped her was a local appliance guy that had actually delivered a washer to my grandmother. And he, my grandmother had felt that there was something wrong. So she kind of pushed me away and wouldn't let me around him. And this little girl had came up missing. And we're in a small town in Texas. So everyone knows everyone. And so my mom was a school bus driver, and one of her friends had to get hypnotized because she was the last person to see her. And I think from there, that's how they were able to track him down later on. And then we're just now, DNA is actually coming out now for other things that he was guilty of. Now he's been electrocuted, but I think that was probably why I got into it. And of course I have my criminal justice degree, and investigation is just in my nature. Mm-hmm. So
gotcha. Well, that's good. Good. So let's see here then. Idaho 4, if you were a juror right now with everything that you think you know or that's out there publicly, which way are you leaning? If you were a juror, how would you?
He didn't do it. He didn't do it.
You're going not guilty.
Not guilty. Yeah, not guilty.
So far we got 2 not guilties, guys. All he needs is 1. All anybody needs is 1.
Yeah, I feel like it's and I wasn't into the case from the beginning. I think that I was actually changing the TV from Cocomelon, and I stumbled upon it.
You stumbled from Cocomelon to
yeah, and I saw the body cam footage, and I'm not sure if it was on your channel. I don't think it was, because I got to you from
it better have been, bitch. I found that motherfucking shit.
Yeah, I think it was law. I think it was the other law, whatever that other one was.
They took my
I won't say it out. I won't give them any credit.
No,
but
cool.
But yeah, so I was changing it, and my mom kind of vividly had said stuff about the case, because this was like probably middle December, and I want to say I saw it, and when I think I put it back on again when he got arrested. And I think when I saw the body cam footage, something like literally punched me in the gut and said, he didn't do this. And I looked at my mom and I said, he didn't do this. So from there I was hooked. And so I Googled, I actually typed in YouTube because I wasn't a big time YouTube fanatic either.
Yeah.
And I put it in there for, BK is innocent. And I think I came up Drunk Turkey Show first, and then from there to you. And so that's kind of where I've been with it from then.
I feel privileged then.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's me and you have I'm very passionate about it. That's why I was kind of scared at first, because I'll overtalk, because I'll get very passionate about it, how you are. So I don't believe he did it. I believe that I believe it was inside. I believe that law enforcement is involved, and it is a scary thing. It's a scary thing. And I think this case is going to actually turn out to it's going to change things for the better. And I hope, and I'm praying that will be the case. But he didn't do it. No.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So then what do you got for me, Christy, if you have anything you want to ask or I mean,
do you feel so? I know your take on things. So, who do you think that is involved? Like, who are the main players?
Do
you feel like it's Bethany and them, or do you feel like it's law enforcement, or do you feel like it's a common?
I think they're gonna have a hard time getting around the whole, like, it's never happened to me. I've never been in a house with 4 dead bodies bleeding out for 9 hours. I don't know what that would smell like.
Yeah.
I just think that they're going to have a hard time getting around the whole, you're saying Dylan's getting up and down, but first Dylan was downstairs. Then now she's on the 2nd floor. Then she got up 3 different times. She heard somebody crying, but she didn't do anything. She hears a voice. I mean, it's.
Yeah. So if you have
I was in college, I could tell you I've never done that in my life.
Yeah.
Like if I heard something, I came out of my house, I came out of my room and I would like regulate and be like, what the fuck is going on out here?
So anything, like if you had any criminal justice classes, just the investigation classes that I had to take, we were, of course, in crime scenes, we saw crime scenes, and there's no way you're learned of the MO, that someone has to have been there, be able to clean it up. And so they had the time. They had the.
So you think it was cleaned up?
Oh yeah. I think they used that time to get, I think the timeline's off. I think that it was the last phone call that she made. I think it happened right after that for them. Now I'm not sure. The other 2 might have been closer to that time. I think they stumbled upon it. And so, but I do believe that they used that time to clean it up. Yeah. There's no, who else had the time to do it? Like there's no evidence outside. There's no blood anywhere outside. So I feel like, that was the time that they used to clean up and then got their stories together.
Well, I just, with my experience with some of the cops, I just think that when if you're basically told to look the other way with some stuff or, take it elsewhere, I think that would only be happening for money reasons, which I believe that would be, the fraternities. I believe that if you want to talk about why you would protect anybody and how you think you're going to be able to pull that off, it's maybe that it's not that you're protecting anybody, it's protecting maybe a thing or a organization. But it's more like you can't, we're not going that way. Fucking figure it, find something else, but we're not going.
So I feel like that.
The Sigma Chi route.
There's 2 theories that I have. And then one of them would be, it was law enforcement and they, of course, they're scared shitless to say anything because then they're going to get in trouble or they're going to be put in prison for life. And I'm pretty sure they threatened them to ever enter their life. So second theory would be if they were on any kind of drugs or psychedelics. And like, I know that somebody I came out with it couple of months ago, and I'm not sure exactly where I seen it at, but where they were saying that that Bethany was or Dylan was high, but that she couldn't really remember stuff. So I was, even if they were on some type of, LSD or shrooms or any of that, and they freaked out, or freaked out on it, or thought they were, things have happened that way. So I've never personally taken any of that, so I wouldn't know, but I've seen people freak out on it. So
Yeah,
that's kind of where I've that would be my second, like something. I don't, it had to have happened inside the house, so it had to come from within. I don't think nobody in their right mind would go to a house full of cars and pull that off. It's just not going to happen. I mean, that would be a dumb
Well,
criminal.
how did somebody know that when everybody was in their rooms and stuff like that?
Right.
Like that's just like intel
Yeah.
that you're gonna come in there when everybody's in their rooms, like right, to know that. But thank you so much there. Appreciate you there. Christy, have a great night. And rock on with TNT. Sir, I will drop that again. I was coming to you. Hit that button again. Sorry there. There you go. Jesus, Gina. Damn, Gina. Let's see. Oh, there you go. What is up?
Oh, hey.
Hey, how are you?
Caught me by surprise with that. What's up? I didn't think I was in the show. I thought I was going to wait in line.
I clicked you fast there. How's your Friday?
I'm doing pretty darn good.
Oh, good. What you got? What you think? Oh, here. What got you into true crime? How'd you end up over here at Truth and Transparency?
I got to turn off the YouTube thing. I'm sorry.
Oh, you got me doubled up.
I got you doubled up, and you were
there
echoing. You still sounded good though, so that was.
Oh, good. It's this new mic
and a garbled stereo sound. It was pretty cool. Here's my question on this chart.
Okay.
I got two things I just want to say, but the mobile station caught a car at 3:45 a.m. Is that right?
Yeah.
Heading out of town.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, and then so they got this car here. It starts moving again at 3:40. So that means that car had to be heading out of town, and then they don't see it again on Linda. They pick it up again at Linda Lane at 3:56.
Well, yeah, that's if it's the same car,
right? But isn't it most likely the idea that Exxon Mobil is like exculpatory evidence for him? How many places can that car be at one time?
Yeah, I did the math here. You could leave at 3:40 to leave the place, and then it would take literally 4 minutes to get over there to be on that camera, so that you could be on that camera for the 3:45. And then at some point, you have the 4 minutes to get back there because then you're seen back on the camera here. But guess what we're going off of? This isn't going off of what a car looks like. Linda Lane is not showing us what the vehicle is. Linda Lane is seeing headlights, car lights. You know what I'm saying?
Car sound drive. Okay.
Yeah,
I can't
this
see the
is
whole
lights.
thing. I wish I had a copy of that.
Oh yeah, here I do. So like,
because that's awesome the way you got. I hate to steal your stuff, but I'd like to just walk through that timeline and try to plot out which directions the car was coming from. In other words, with the time allotted.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I have one of those on one of these pages. The way that I broke that part down.
I find it suspicious that the cars up at that gas station, which I know it could easily do between 4:40 and 4:45, right? And then 11 minutes later, it's tracked again.
Yeah,
back in that neighborhood.
I think your best bet though is to say that it's not the car and that there's multiple cars, and that's the whole point, is that it's multiple.
Right. That there's got to be. They've got images of cars that look alike and profile alike, but just aren't the same car.
Well, yeah, it's not like I said, Linda Lane. We've all seen it. You cannot tell what car is any car. You're just seeing lights pass by. But again, this is just so circumstantial. As it's just so like, and people keep saying, Lana, it's just the PCA. I'm like, okay, but the PCA is all literally circumstantial evidence. There is not one physical piece of evidence until you get to the questionable touch DNA that I believe that's going to get tossed. But
I think if it gets used, it can be destroyed. You mean to tell me that none of those people that were in there inappropriately dressed weren't wearing their PPE, had nothing to do with Washington State University? Is that what someone's going to tell me? That none of those investigators or those police people ever visited or had any part or connection to the college where he was a teacher? You're going to convince me of that? Because you're not going to be able to.
I just
You
think
look at the
you
images,
go
go
for
look
people
at-
like that. I would think that
Yeah.
there's going to be some sweat. There's going to be,
Well, all you had to do is be in that building where Brian Koberger would pick up a change at a register, touch a gas. I mean, if you're in the same vicinity, my touch transfer DNA can get on you. You don't even got to
Yeah.
see me, right?
Mhm.
We don't even got to come in contact. So, I there's no way none of those CSI workers had nothing to do with that university. I just can't picture that. Or the police. They put flyers up in their lobby looking for help.
Yeah.
They
But
literally, the police literally do that at WSU. I mean, they're that close knit. So you're
just,
going to say to me that none of those CSI workers were there?
I think about how crazy this is. How would you know that Brian Koberger is so like important to this case that, okay, when we say that we get the car, we're not going to ask him any questions about it. But yet the whole purpose was that you were trying to find the occupant or occupants of the vehicle. So you find
Identify
this
the car.
vehicle. Yeah.
You do nothing.
You don't hit up the guy to say, hey, where were you on, hey, we're just going down the list and we noticed that you're on the list of having a registered, white Elantra. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
And
a
I go
very
further.
simple,
We
that's a
know
very
you could-
simple thing. He wouldn't,
You've admitted that Sarah's typically getting DNA from a potential suspect.
yeah, why
So
don't you
in
have
other words, you're
his?
admitting you have the skill, investigative knowledge, and what you can do. But yet, when you identify Koberger's car, nothing matters. You don't do any of your investigating at all. You wait until after you arrest the guy with his DNA didn't match anything. It was his dad's that didn't even match, right? And they arrested him on that DNA. Well, no, I just watched the crime show. This is what drives me nuts. A sister went down and blew in her brother 27 years later. She said, I always thought my brother did it and it's bothering me. And so here, and she gave her blood. Well, they test the DNA and it says that it would be a sibling. Maybe, I don't know whether there's a specific term. A direct sibling of her is most likely the criminal, right? Well, they still then had to go get a warrant to get his DNA. And they did use the genealogical argument, the fact that he was in the neighborhood, he was of the right age, he knew the boy, because he was a paper boy. He was interviewed 27 years ago, and in a lie detector test, he jumped up and left. He wouldn't finish it. So they had probable cause to issue a warrant for this kid's DNA, which then matched. And lo and behold, here they find the killer of this young boy. But my point in that is they didn't do that with the genealogical work with Koberger. They used genealogical work to actually charge this guy with 4 murders. And to me, that seems like
They're
supposed to
fucked.
not do that.
They're
right?
fucked.
Am I wrong? Or were you?
Well,
supposed to be able
I
to do
mean,
that?
why are you fighting? It's a tip, right? Is a tip. So, okay, let us vet the tip. The defense gets the tip. They get to do the same thing. They get to vet the tip. What did you do? What did you do when you got this tip? How did you get okay, the name Brian? That'd be like anybody calling in and saying, okay, hey, you need to go check on Mr. Smith next door. He's fucking, doing XYZ. I saw him. He was all bloody the night the homicides happened. And he told me he went hunting. You know what I mean? So you're going to follow up with that. But now think about this. The way that you got to Brian Koberger is you had evidence from the house to get your tip. And you used it to create this tip. And no other person that was turning in tips had evidence from the house to use to create their tip. But you're saying it's a tip. That means it's discovery. But now guess what? We're going to protect it. And we're going to say that we're going to invoke privilege and say that we are fucking confidential informants. Are you kidding me? Like every American should have a fucking problem with that.
They
I'm
also
sorry,
have a
but
problem with
you should have a huge problem with that.
When law enforcement goes into, and they may not have done this, but they're hiding from the American public their investigative techniques on the idea it protects us, but it's not protecting us. They're going in and looking at information they shouldn't be looking at. That's what they're doing. And their justification is, well, if it catches a criminal, no, I'm sorry.
And then
I
it
have
should
a,
be,
I have
it
a
should,
right for you not to do that to my DNA. You have no business looking at my stuff and then comparing it and making a tree out of it. I'm sorry. I don't
And then,
think
but
any of the
even
family
the-
members for Koberger should,
even
they
when you
should
get the
sue.
name, then you should use, okay, there's going to be pieces that fit it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to be able
Right,
to
but
say,
then you're
okay,
going to come
there's,
to a dead end.
everything was a dead end. Everything was a dead end. There's nothing that's not a dead end. Every single thing is a dead end. Ann Taylor, I do not think she was lying. She got up there and she said, there is nothing tying my client to any of these people. any of these victims. There's nothing.
And
Absolutely nothing.
None of the
We're over
victims'
here
DNA
trying to
tied
get.
my client.
I'm over here trying to get all the discovery. Like, how did you even? What's going on here? Where's this car? Why are you guys saying that it's a Hyundai Elantra? Where are you seeing this Hyundai Elantra? And that, when you listen to that, that's pretty. I don't think that they're lying. I don't think that they're saying, but they're asking like, where are you getting this make and model from? What video are you pulling that you're seeing this white Hyundai Elantra? Where are you getting this from? And you cannot just pick a car on a WSU's campus and then pick a street named Indian Hills or whatever and just, oh wait, there it is right there. Like, how did it get there? What the fuck are you talking about? You can't.
Well,
I know if I was on the jury, I don't care who it would be. If I heard this shit, I would say you cannot just drop down a car and say that's Bryan Kohberger's car. No license plate, nothing. You can't. What?
I think
Come
once
on.
they found it,
You just can't do
once
that.
they found it, why didn't they investigate him? I think that's an argument nobody can argue.
Yeah,
you're looking for a killer. You're looking for a white Elantra. Somebody gives you a tip, and you mean to tell me you don't take one investigative step on Bryan Kohberger? Not one.
Mm-hmm.
What
But
do
we
you
got
do?
all these people walking around, and then you're so stuck on like, okay, hey, we thought the murders were at 3 to 4, but we have to change our mind there because guess what? We got to
Yeah,
move
that
it with
leads
these
right to
fucking
Dylan.
we got to move it with these lights that are coming and going, and you know, a car is just making 3 passes around. It just
Here,
you got a bunch
that
of
leads
shit is
to
what
the-
you have, and you're trying to, you know, I think it's gonna blow up in their faces. I do. And if
Well,
I'm
you know,
wrong,
I've been
I'm
listening
wrong.
I've been listening to the other side, and here's the thing that I'm understanding is they think everything is based in science and it can't be questioned. And when you walk up against people like that, you're really not. You're not able to say, listen, these things that you think don't matter more than just a simple conclusion that you came to. They shouldn't have the right to do what they've done. I don't think they should have ever arrested Kohberger until they got his DNA and then matched it.
Absolutely. I think they got it illegally.
Right? And how about this? Now we were in the house when that girl said she was in frozen shock phase, right?
Mm-hmm.
And earlier you said that if she was on the stand, you'd ask her, was it commonplace to see strange men walking through the house at early morning hours? And you know she's going to say no. So then why didn't she respond to this particular instance where
I think she's
whatever
going to say
she
yes
saw-
to that. I think they're going to say. I think that she's going to say
You know
yes to
she
that.
does, but did all of these strange men throw you into a frozen shock phase? No matter
Mhm.
what she said, she's buried.
Yeah, exactly. Like, did you see a
Right?
knife?
So if
Did you
this
see
did
blood?
happen and you did become frozen, let's give her that. Was there any
Well,
phone
what made you
usage
become frozen
between-
though?
Well, when do you unfreeze, or do you just go to bed frozen? I don't understand how that works. So you're frozen, but did her phone show any text messages beyond?
I think there's going to be
4:20
heavy. I
a.m.?
think there's going to be heavy phone usage.
And is it beyond 4:20 a.m. when the crime was over?
Well, once again, it's like, wait, we're
We
saying
don't
that the
know that
crimes
yet.
happened because of Dylan's phone, Bethany's phone, but we're not using any of the victims. Because guess why? Because it shows that it's gonna.
But do you see my point?
crashes
If
with that.
Dylan used her phone after 4:20 a.m., what shock phase is she talking about?
Especially
How can
what
that
she
be
was saying.
real?
What if she was trying to have some sex, like phone sex or something? Like she was sexting
Well,
somebody.
I don't even know. Why didn't she call 911 is my whole point. If something unusual like that happens in any house where I live, and even if I'm scared and I was to hide
Because
in
there
the
was no
closet,
reason to call 911. That's what they're going to go with. That's what I would go with. You didn't call 911 because you had no reason to call 911. Isn't that true? Otherwise, you would have. You know how to call 911. You called it in the morning, right? So you didn't feel that there was a need to call 911.
No, not after seeing a man clad in black with a mask with bushy
Yeah, we
eyebrows
do that all the
walking towards
time.
the sliding glass door that scared me so much I went into a frozen shock phase.
Yeah.
No, nothing unusual happened that night.
But no, she's going to say that. But there was no. If you truly ask the question, you want to reverse it on them and say you didn't call 911 because you had no reason to call 911 at 4:00 in the morning, did you?
Right.
You
yeah,
didn't
and
have a
then
reason
you're-
to call 911 until noon. Isn't that correct? And that's when you called 911. So
Right,
nothing
which
there
is
was.
your-
It gave you no reason to call
That's
911. That person.
an unbelievable fact that's just so hard to sort in your head. How does that work like that for a normal person? I just can't see that massive period of time elapsed. Yet her phone was crucial to which means she was up there, the whole escapade.
Dylan's gonna be like, I didn't see anybody. God damn it! Seriously, I don't know what time. They told me that there was somebody in there. Who told you? I don't know. Pain. I just think that that's gonna be one of those. You better prep these girls because
To be
they're.
honest with you, Alana, I think it's an alibi. It describes everything but her.
I just don't. that's a story.
I know that might sound vicious, and I'm not trying to be
mean. I looked
mean.
out. I closed the door. I went back down.
Now, who did she describe? Is there anything in her description that would connect that series of events to her? No.
I'm just saying, I think it's gonna.
I think they're going to destroy her on the stand.
I do.
The police give alibis and everything they accuse. We got all these blips on his phone, but one of them, we know he wasn't there. He was somewhere else. So how do we trust your other blips? Right?
Yeah.
We got him 12 times traveling the same route. Well, there were no crimes during those 12 times. What makes you think the 13th is any different?
Well, and they're going off of fucking pings off of a cell tower. You could be anywhere. Does not mean.
Well, even if you stay away from that specific detail, somebody driving around 12 times at night not make him a stalker.
Yeah, and you know what? Show me him on these bodies. Show me on Ring cameras last for 6 months. Okay, I can go get my friend's Ring camera and go get that shit.
Listen,
so show me the Ring
his
camera.
Cell phone stopped in a location for half an hour. Now you could start making the argument he was stalking. Show me him the cell not leaving Linda Lane for 30 minutes. Show me that. Don't just show me a ping of it driving.
How about give me
there.
some fucking physical evidence? Because if he just slaughtered 4 fucking people in 9 minutes, I'm sorry, but that car is going to be lit.
I think 9 is generous.
Well, that's, 406, 420. I mean, I don't know. 408.
They say it. They've already said 406. He was parking.
Yeah.
He didn't get into that house until 408, 409.
Yeah, 409. Yeah. So
right.
You got 11 minutes.
9 to 20. That's 11. But he's got to leave at 417. Remember, we heard the noise. And then they saw him speeding away at 420. So you got from 409 to 417.
And think about how screwed they were. Like, guys, this is the only time frame that we could actually put him here. Like, trust me, they would have tried to work it every other way, but they couldn't because there's no way to do it. This was the only time frame that they could put that man in this house to commit that crime.
Why do you think they use the phone?
Period.
Let me ask you, why do you think they use the phones to determine the crime?
No, they're using Dylan and Bethany's phones. They're not using the victims.
But my point is, what is their phones got to do with determining the time of the crime?
Because their testimony is going to say, I saw this at this time, and this is what I was doing on my phone. Oh yeah, that's what they're going to do.
I want you to think about it a different way. Listen to this. If their phones determine the time of death, right? That means that there's got to be something on them phones that are relevant to the time of the crime. And why weren't they calling 911 at that time? You understand? You can't use their phones to determine the time of death and then say these people were ignorant of what was going on. You can't have it both ways, Lana.
No, I didn't say that.
Right?
That's
the point that I think they need to make to understand. You can't have this both ways. If their phones determined that these victims happened during this 20-minute time frame, then they were aware of a danger and a threat and chaos in that house. There's no way
what they were saying. It depends on what they were saying in their text. But
they must have said something for the cops to use that as the timeline. There has to be something there, Lana. There has to be.
There's going to be stuff like,
so that's my point. How could you not call the police for 8 hours? You can't
I think she's going to say
for 8 hours, claim you were in frozen shock phase.
They end up being quiet. She's like, I don't know. I'm saying they're completely fucked. They're completely fucked. Okay. But this is how bad it is that they had to, why would this window have to be like this? For example, why couldn't the crime, think about this. Why couldn't the crime have happened at, between the hours of 5 and 7, between this or that? Like, you have to use only this little itty bitty time because that's all there was available with Brian shit, that they could make it possibly work. Right. Get what I'm trying to say? Like that.
I get that. 100%.
Nobody would ever squeeze themselves.
They're fitting a man to a crime instead of fitting the crime facts to the person.
Exactly, and that's it. But that's what they had to do because they were like, you can't use how you got there because we fucking did shit illegally, or we went ahead and used a loophole. And
something, I like that point you just made, and I think it ties in excellent with the point I made about the phones being used to substantiate the time of the crime and the victims the survivors' inaction to it all. It just doesn't wash. Can't have it both ways, as far as I'm concerned.
And then we've had enough body cam footage to see how they, just because they called the police, then when the police come there, it's like, what did you tell the police? These people don't talk. They were running when there was noise complaints. So you have 4 dead bodies. You think these girls are like, yeah, whatever you want to know. No, like there's just no way that these officers got anything out of them until like, especially if I've been watching how they interview these people. Like they don't even ask people where you were, what were you doing that day. They're like, I even fucking just softball question after softball question. And then here we're just going to make up the narrative and we're going to put it all together. I can't wait to hear because it's going to come out, what these people asked these girls, you know.
I think the whole thing is the process.
Did they lawyer up right away? Who fucking knows? You can still lawyer up right away and like work through your lawyer. I don't know. But everybody's just turning over their cell phones and turning over DNA. I'm surprised. Like when I heard that, people are just giving over their DNA and people are just giving over their cell phones. Mommy and daddy would be like the first people that these people would be calling. And I would think that their mommy and daddy would be like, wait, what? No. Like that's secret society. Like these fraternities and sororities, they just don't talk to anybody. They have packs. So like I'm curious. I'm very, very curious to see what they were getting out of people. Well, because that's not what they do. They were running for noise complaints. They didn't even want to call 911. Somebody else had to make the phone call from their phone because they're like, I'm not calling you call. I'm not calling you call. You call. Like, wait, what? That's just like, think about that. That's crazy to me. Oh, I'm going to call people over here because we can't get into the bottom, like the second floor. I'm going to call people over here because we can't get into that room. Well, wouldn't you just ask your upstairs roommates to come and help you open up that door?
Listen, you're going the same place I've gone right from the very beginning when people didn't want to hear nothing about nothing.
It's common sense. Nobody has any common sense. I'm just going to call people over to our house. Meanwhile, you live with 2 other people that you could have gone and got to help you get into that room. Makes no sense.
That would have been the first thing I would have done.
Absolutely.
I would have ran upstairs and got help from my roommates. Everything about that morning is insane. It makes no sense. It just doesn't fit any narrative that you would think a normal reaction from any human being would be.
No.
Nothing.
I mean, but or it's this way. But you can't have it this way when you say, listen, I passed out. I was so drunk. I passed out. I don't get up till noon anyways. I took some pills and I went to sleep. You say that and you can't testify. Like you're testifying that you're hammered and that you had to take pills to go to sleep. So then your testimony's fucked.
Well, even her testimony though doesn't do anybody any good because it identifies nobody. That's what I mean when I say it's an alibi.
Oh,
her testimony. What does she have that connects to Bryan Kohberger? Not a single thing.
I don't think so. I don't think there's anything physical here.
You know, it's just
planted sheath. Well, we appreciate you here, Sarge. You rock. You're a good dude.
Thank you.
We appreciate you here.
I'll talk to you again another time.
All right, honey.
All right, bye.
Thank you. He's a good one. He's got a fucking head on his shoulders. You know. All right, it's about to be 1 hour and 22 minutes. I'm exhausted. Want to say hi though. What is up, Kelly? Here really quick, and I want to get to Terry then too, and then that's gotta be a wrap. Hi, Kelly. How are you?
Hi. I'm so sorry. I was interrupting you left and right last time, and I'm sorry.
Oh,
I didn't mean to. I was excited.
What's up? So how'd you get into crime? What's your first case?
I would say the OJ case was pretty big, but Scott Peterson, the Lacey Peterson case was crushing for me because I was pregnant at the same time she was, and actually delivered right around the same time she would have been too. And in my mind, there was nobody more guilty than him. The way that media, I mean, again, here I go with media, but I recently saw something like on Netflix or something, one of those shows. And I mean, there's a lot of evidence that says that he might be innocent. So, and I mean, in my mind, there was nobody more guilty.
Yeah.
Honestly, it blew my mind that I could actually come back from that.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you on that too, because I actually had a police officer that out of nowhere, who's a friend of mine, was like, you do know there's no physical evidence tying him to that case, right? You need to go look at that case. There's no physical evidence. And I was like, whatever. And then he said, have you seen the boat reenactment? and the boat reenactment was actually like, because I appreciate stuff like that, and that boat reenactment kind of like, you know, it was interesting. It was
I didn't see
interesting.
that.
The boat
But-
reenactment. Oh, you need to see that.
Yeah, I'll have to see that. But I heard something like that somebody was on the end of a pier and they would have been able to see inside the boat. Was that no?
It was. They were saying in that boat would have. You're tipping.
Oh, okay.
You're tipping. And that the weight, how the way that the boat was, and it was already at the, you know, his storage unit.
Mhm.
That how did he get? It's a heavy. You know, how did he get the body into the boat? Just him.
Right. Yeah, I heard
lift up
that.
to get over, like, you know, how high up a boat is off the trailer. And then when you're actually physically then on the boat, it was, I think actually if you scroll back, I thought I shared it, but it was just interesting. But they would not allow the reenactment into trial. I thought that was
There was all
interesting.
kinds of things. There were like 12 people that saw her walking after the
Yeah.
time that he would have, you know what I'm talking about? That the
Yep.
police never even interviewed.
And then the place across the street gets like robbed,
Right.
burglarized. I mean, yeah, trust me, like I think he's a piece of shit. Like he obviously is a cheating bastard. But at the end of the day, just because you cheat doesn't mean you commit murder. You know what I'm
No.
saying? But I still think he's
Yeah.
a complete, you know, all full of himself. But I just, it's an interesting thing. It's,
Yeah. No. It is. It's really sad. Like
Super sad.
if he is innocent, he spent all these years in jail, 20 years. I don't know exactly how long, but around 20, right? Because I think it was my daughter, my middle one, that I was pregnant with.
Yeah.
But all those years in jail, his wife and his baby dead. It's just horrible. It's sad if he's innocent. Awful.
Mhm.
And really, if he's guilty, I guess he deserved a better trial, I suppose. I don't know. But I don't know. It blew my mind because honestly, I just couldn't believe. I was going into this going, I will never believe he's innocent. And after I'm like, oh my God, he might be innocent. Crazy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So if you were a juror on this trial at this point right now, what would you say with what you know or what you think you know?
With Brian?
Yeah, like how would you vote?
Well, I think there's just
how would you deliberate?
How would I deliberate?
Yeah, like what would you bring?
That's
to the
a big
table?
word. I teach kindergarten. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. You know, I think that I do think he's innocent. I think that if he's guilty, I think I don't know. I can't even think about him being guilty right now, but there's just too many things that say that he didn't do this, or there's too many things stacked up that other people arranged this or planted stuff. And, you know, then there's the Tolson guy and,
oh yeah, they're gonna have a field day with that shit.
Yeah, that was a great find.
Yeah, they're gonna have a field day with I just can't even believe what they've been doing over there. I mean, they're
It's
fudging
nuts.
911 calls and what time that they were happening. That's just unfucking believable.
I can't believe that. No, that was a great find because his wife, there's something going on there. Crazy.
Yeah. She was sitting next to her daughter. Girl, come on now.
Insane. Yeah,
Come on now.
I mean,
I know
come
where your
on.
daughter was. She was with their friend Beth the whole day, the whole night. So why would you come out and say that 3 years later? Because
Right.
like, dude, what are you doing, man? And that's just when you just fuck, man. That's somebody that you need to stay away from those type of people. That woman is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
She shouldn't have her kids. Honestly.
It's crazy.
And law
I
enforcement.
feel really bad for Brian Drake. I think
It's
he went
bad.
through fucking hell living with her.
Oh, I'm sure.
Complete raging bitch. To be
Yeah.
honest. Just
Yeah.
complete fucking control freak. So
Yeah.
hey, he cheated on you. Well, guess what? Break up with him. Get a divorce.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, whatever.
Right. And then the whole life insurance thing. What did you
Oh,
say?
yeah.
3 weeks after his.
Dude, she
Then-
called life insurance before he was like, literally taken up off the ground. He was bleeding out like internally. And he
And
didn't
waiting
get-
an hour to
no,
call.
he was well, it was in the morning on that next morning, but he didn't get taken to, put in his body bag until 5 p.m. the next day. So
And
it
what
was,
is that about?
24 hours. I don't know, they were blaming it on COVID, but that's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
that
Idaho had some
autopsy
serious.
needs to be examined by somebody other than Sally Aiken, who has 14 cases that were, you know, they were, you know, I don't know what you want to call, flagged for investigation.
Oh,
Because I mean, there's stuff on there like I don't know what chiropractor you guys go to, but I've never been to one that has dirty ass nails when they're working. I mean, they have their hands. His fingernails were all dirty. He had debris and like dirt basically on his sweater on the back.
And
it's
this
like
is
almost like it was drug or something. Like he was on this pavement, I think I might know where he was, and I would just love somebody to go scoop up this area, like this gravel, to see if it would match what was underneath.
I'll do it.
You live in Idaho, girl?
No. But God, I'd be afraid to live in Idaho. Shit.
Oh fuck yeah, I'd be moving.
Yeah, no way. But I will go there. I will do that.
Right.
I enjoy some stuff like that. Get myself in trouble.
You just gotta dodge the popo. Oh, and another thing with that with that case, as I wanted to know where this whole storyline came from, that Dr. Moore killed Dr. Drake because Dr. Drake was stealing his patients. So I was going and I finally found it, and the investigators were calling this person they never used her name. She was a 78-year-old woman that was their like confidential, like what they call her, SO1. And I was reading what this conversation was back and forth between Tolson Van Leuven and this woman who's 78. And I think I'm going to do a live so I can like say these questions and these answers, because I literally was cracking. I couldn't stop laughing. This woman is talking about something that happened like 10, 15 or 20 years ago and is not making any sense. I mean, she's 78 years old.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You can't just be cracking 78-year-olds backs and arms. I mean, like, no, like she's like, I haven't seen him forever. But I'll tell you, this one time he just gave me a bad feeling that like I just wouldn't want to do business with him. And you know, I think that he just didn't like Dr. Drake. Out of nowhere, this 78-year-old woman walks in, and it's like 6 months, 4 months, what was it, 3 months later from the murders. And then she just starts name dropping people like Emma Fields and Jennifer Drake. And I'm like, okay, I think I know where this is headed now.
And so that's how they got. That's
where they started on this whole, that Dr.
Crazy.
Moore was having his patients stolen from Dr. Drake. It's like, this woman wasn't even making any sense.
That's nuts. Yeah.
And the data doesn't show that. Like Dr. Moore is killing it. Okay.
Right.
Dr. Drake is the one that's, he can't even feed his, pay for his bills, and he ain't stealing nobody's patients. He's not making any money.
Right.
So it's like, that's just wild. But to use a 78-year-old woman as your SO1 was just fucking priceless, Idaho.
Right.
ISP, claps for you guys. Because this woman on the stand would have been hilarious if this ever goes to trial and this woman gets to testify. I went front row because she was like, oh, I don't even remember that. I don't even know. Like, it just asking, when's the last time you were there? I don't even know.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Well, one thing here
I remember you saying was that what is his not Brian Drake, but the other one. What was his name again? The one that got accused of it.
Yeah, Dr. Moore.
Dr. Moore. So they were saying he was trying to kill himself or something. Like that seemed really cruel. It was really cruel.
Yeah.
What was that you were saying? If something about the gas or something, the gas leak? I don't know. It was so sad. Like what the hell?
He went in there to change a filter, and he had a gas leak, and all of his employees were complaining about it. Like there's like the police came, the firefighters, EMT, they all came there. He passed out, but these women that worked in his office that were like, secretaries and whatever assistants, they're over here like complaining of headaches because that's what happens.
Right.
And so like this is documented shit. And then he goes in there to change a furnace filter, and they said, you tried to commit suicide, didn't you? Because you had all this guilt. And I'm like, Wait, y'all think we're the conspiracy theorists? This is what Van Leuven and Tolson and these detectives said happened. And I'm like, this is fucking wild.
It's so wrong. I mean, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. My God.
He kills somebody and then 3 days later he feels guilty. So he goes and cuts the gas line at his office and goes and just plants himself on the bed to wait to pass out.
And clearly then he wasn't trying to just kill himself. He was trying to kill everybody in the office according to that, because if they were getting headaches, they were exposed to it too. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's just wild. And I'm like, how do they think this is going to fly in court? Oh, they didn't probably think it was going. Just like this case, I don't think they planned on it going to trial and all this stuff. And that's the only way shit comes out is you have to go to trial so you get all that discovery and you can just like prove it. And I feel bad for Dr. Moore. I mean,
it's horrible.
Always dismissed without prejudice. At any point in time, they could just come to his house and literally arrest him and say, "We're arresting you for the murder of Brian Drake."
Insane.
Because like, oh, we found new evidence. What, your manufactured shit? The shit that's same.
Yeah, exactly.
The first time around. I hope I hope Dr. Moore strikes it big. I think that I couldn't imagine living every day like that. I think that without a doubt, I mean, they were getting death threats. People were writing them. Like, we see you grocery shopping. Like, we're about to fucking kill you.
Mm-hmm.
They had to move their whole life. Like, ridiculous amounts of money paid out with like lawyer fees, bail. I mean, you name it. But it's just like, and here you're innocent as fuck. Like, he didn't even know this man.
Right. No, I believe it. Like, when you've got cops involved in something like that, I'm sorry to say, I know this from my brother, but there's got to be a cartel involved, and yeah, death threats, it all comes. It's not fun. It's too bad. It's really sad. And, you know, when it comes to cops, I am not a cop hater. I believe that we need cops. We need good cops, and nobody hates bad cops more than the good cops.
Exactly.
You know? So it's not like I will sit there and I'll say, but it's only because
I think we should pay our cops more.
Absolutely.
I said,
yes,
we need to pay our cops more.
100.
We need to demand more out of them. In terms of that's how you pay a lawyer, how a lawyer's getting paid, you know, it's expensive. Pay that money. You want the right people, you know, protecting us and taking care of like our kids, you know what I'm saying? And doing things the right way and not feeling like, oh, if I got paid more, maybe I wouldn't have to take that bribe. You know, stuff like that. Right.
And it's not even really necessarily about the bribe. If you're a good cop and there's these dirty cops over here doing that, they're going to threaten you. You know what I mean? You're dealing with that day in and day out, I'm sure, as a good cop. So there just needs to be more regulation. It's
teachers, same thing. I think our teachers should get paid more.
Thank you.
Oh, you're a teacher?
Yeah. No, I'm a kindergarten teacher, and I love it.
Do you make your students have homework?
I hate homework, but yes. No, but you know what? I hate it. I'm not a homework person. I didn't make my kids do homework. I mean, you know, as I got older, whatever.
So do you give your kindergartners syllabuses? How do you do that?
Oh, hell, I can't. No. Syllabuses?
I'm just making sure.
Do people do that?
Oh, I got asked if my kid had a syllabus in kindergarten. It's pretty fun. It was pretty.
Okay.
Pretty funny.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm slacking.
Funny. I was like,
I need to get it going here.
Oh no, it's.
No, that's crazy though, isn't it?
It's kindergarten. Like you should start off loving school. You know what I mean? You should make it fun.
Absolutely. Yep. And you know, you need to enjoy school and life before you can really wrap your head around all the other things that come. You got to, you know, get to know yourself and people, where you fit in the world.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. Well, you rock, girl. Thank you so much, Kelly. Until next time, I'm going to give Terry a chance, and then I'm closing the door, man. I'm going to bed.
Yes, me too.
All
Good
right,
night.
Thanks,
and thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
In the hood. What's up, Terry? Hi. Can you hear me, Terry?
Hi. I'm glad I'm last.
Sorry,
Yeah,
you
you
got
hear
the
me?
last spot. That's the best spot. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, can you hear me?
It's okay. I think the problem with this. Are you there?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. I think the problem with this case is it's like a prank puzzle. somebody gave us a box full of puzzle pieces, and they even gave us instructions called a PCA.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're sitting here and we're trying to put it together. We're trying to read the instructions, we're trying to put the pieces together, and it's not working. It's just not working.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, it's not possible. And I honestly think that this case is nothing like the PCA. I think it's pretty much fabricated, to be honest with you. I've been going down the rabbit hole lately. I've been getting into different channels and different things and different material and just kind of sampling a little bit of everything and seeing what everybody is saying, And I don't really just believe one person or believe just one thing. I just kind of look at everything and just kind of see how they start falling together. Anyway, remember when this first happened and there was all kinds of crazy stuff that came out like the first couple of days? I mean, it got squashed. Everybody's like, no, that can't be possible. That's not true. Like, for example, there was a short little moment where they talked about a snuff film being made that night.
They did.
And it was called Kill the Clones or something. They did. And I mean, and then
they were talking about it like being like
it was gone. It was.
Well, there was talks because there was that camera that was
totally
outside.
Gone. Well, yeah, but then recently, like a week or two ago, I actually got to see a video. I don't know if it's real. Can't prove it's real or anything, but it looked like a snuff film of what happened that night. And it's like, it was very realistic. I mean, was it real? I don't know. I can't, say it was. I'm just saying that I believe that night was totally different than what's in the PCA. And I meant to ask you, did you get phone records, the 911 calls from like earlier in the night, like 1, 2, 3, something like that? Did you check?
There wasn't any.
That?
There wasn't any.
Because I honestly, after going over the Linda Lane thing like over and over, I honestly think the cops were there at about 4:33 a.m. And I say that because there was a lot of vehicle activity and door slamming, locks going, people whistling at each other. I used to be a cop, so it just kind of like hit me when I heard all that. It's like, oh wow, it's like the cavalry has arrived. I mean, you can hear cars like gassing it coming into the scene, like, engine motors and tires squealing. If you know what you're listening for, if you're paying attention. And it's like a lot of cars converged on that house between 4:33 and about 4:50. They just kept coming. And then I saw Ethan. I saw a video of Ethan going into Linda Lane with a couple of guys. What about one something? I don't know. And supposedly that's where a fight happened or something. Nobody really knows exactly what happened except for the people that were there. And I think there were a lot of people there. And, with footage like Linda Lane, you can't really tell if it's been manipulated or something added. I mean, we got what we got. And I listened to several different versions that different people had put out and enhanced audio. And I swear to God, I hear that dog barking for like a solid hour. And it sounds like people screaming at each other. It sounds like it was quite the fiasco going on. But anyway, I just kind of feel like we're trying to put together a case and figure out what happened off a false narrative. We were given a false narrative. That's my opinion. Now I realize you, as a content creator, you have to go by what you have that's legal and on paper, and you got it from legal sources. I realize that you have to do that. But someone like me, I don't have to do that. So I'm like, wait a minute. Why aren't people questioning this and that? And, and I think we all are questioning things, but we're kind of suppressing it. Like, okay, well, that doesn't fit. So we're just going to go back to the PCA and try to make this work over and over and over. And it's just not working. And I feel like Ann Taylor may have said, okay, we're not going to push for the speedy trial because this is insanity what happened that night. And they can't prove any of this. The PCA is crap. So let's just get the whole truth. So however long it takes. I mean, that's just my opinion. But yeah, I think things are raveling apart. I think eventually, I don't know how long it will take. I think eventually somebody's going to talk or somebody's going to pop up with something that just kind of tears all that apart. And we're going to find out more of what really happened that night. And I don't think it's like the PCA at all. So it's kind of my take on it.
Oh, I think the PCA is just complete. Hey, it's what they got. But they started on that a long time ago. I agree with you. I mean, I think the PCA is. First of all, thank you for your, giving back to us and with your services with being in law enforcement. Thank you. But I agree with you.
Yeah. So it just kind of blows me away.
I agree with you.
It's kind of like in our world, period. If you think about it, even in our history, there were things that happened and we were all just like, wait a minute, that doesn't seem quite right. But we were told it was a certain way. So we're like, eventually we accept it. And I think that's kind of what they're hoping with this case, is that eventually we just accept it. But I don't think we will. I think too many people just see it,
Yeah. Yeah. Especially you have somebody that's fighting.
And then
for
we
you
got
too.
Lana, she's I'm sorry. What?
Oh, no, you're good. Yeah. No, I said it really helps if you have really good lawyers. Ann Taylor, I think, I get it. She's getting paid through the state. But I think that she takes her oath pretty seriously. And I think she's a professional. And I think that go look at her track record. She knows that there's cops that aren't doing the right thing. And that they've been involved with fuckerage in the past. So when you have somebody like Ann Taylor, that's representing your interests with your rights, and someone's telling you, I didn't do this. I don't know why my DNA is on that sheet. I wasn't there, and then you have to work,
right.
I think that Bryan Kohberger is telling her the truth. I think whatever he could have possibly come across, like, why would they pin this on you if you think that, this was a frame job, or, they did this, like, why you? And I think that there might be a reason for that. I don't think that you just frame anybody, he's an outsider. He's, not from Idaho, obviously. And I think that Bryan Kohberger is very active in his defense. And I don't think he is sitting there saying, I didn't do this, figure it out, Ann. So I don't think that that's happening. I think that he has been helpful.
I don't know.
And you need that. You need that if you didn't
I don't know that he's totally innocent.
Yeah, whatever he may be saying to her, but he's definitely vocalizing shit to her.
Right. Part of me feels like he went to the police station that night. And part of me thinks that maybe he knew, like, that night, what I was going down, or it was going to go down. I can't say for sure, but so I don't think that he's totally innocent. I think he's complicit in some way. He knew something or something, but I don't think he was in the house doing the deed. I mean, he might have been, but he certainly wasn't alone. I will never believe that.
Okay, so here's my question. If you're a juror right now, and knowing that there's unknown DNA inside the house, 2 males, outside the house, 1 male, as a juror, does that bother you? to say that you guys went so quick to take the sheath and to do all this with the sheath, but you guys haven't even done anything with the unknown. You know, there's other DNA in there.
Oh, sure. And they wouldn't even, apparently they didn't even work it up. So they're just avoiding it. They're acting like it doesn't exist. Like, okay, there were no tests, no labs.
Isn't
so there's
that
nothing to give
crazy?
you. And they
Isn't
act
that
like
just-
it's this. I know. And it's like, as a juror, I would definitely be going, okay, then not guilty because there's something going on here. I'm not going to find somebody guilty of murder when there's too many unanswered questions and you're being sus. You know, it's not going to happen.
My son loves that word.
I would find him
sus.
not guilty in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
and it doesn't mean that I don't think he's guilty of something, because I kind of feel like he is involved in a roundabout way.
Yeah.
But I think it's his connection with the police department and certain officers of the police department that is a part of his involvement, because I'm not so sure, you know, some of those people weren't involved, to be honest, because I honestly believe the cavalry arrived at 4:33 that morning. I think it was 4:37. You can clearly hear a whistle. Like, yeah. I like went over this thing 2 nights in a row and kept falling asleep on it, but
let's see.
And that totally explains why there was an 8-hour gap, because that means damage control started happening right away. Everybody's like, well, why didn't she call the cops? Well, I think somebody did, or somebody called somebody, and then they just kind of came on the down low.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on my phone. I can't hardly see this, but let's see. 419 4.
I was trying to see, like, okay, right here. Like, yeah, what we think is the car sound in the back of the complex left side, flashlight coming from the complex. Flashlight, you know, we know who has flashlights, right? Who has flashlights, you know?
Cops.
Door closing. From the forensic download of Colonel's phone shows that she was likely, you know, that's where we got that from the PC, that she was likely on her phone. You know, that's at 4:12. But that's just TikTok running. I mean, you're gonna have to give me some commands on her phone to make it seem like that, you know. Then we have a car. We have a car leaving.
Go down to 433.
I don't know if I have it that far, actually. Car leaving.
I know
what's
that
this?
sometime.
You know what I'm saying? Like male voice or cough. Door closes.
Oh yeah, and somebody was smoking. Somebody was standing under that camera smoking for quite a while.
A security camera located, you know, that's straight from the PCA at the 417. 419 car sound, suspect vehicle next
Scroll
to
down to about
area.
433 and see what you have.
I don't think I go that far. Got this stuff going on here. Yeah. I can double check and see if I have it on other stuff. But
oh, you don't even have it.
Yeah, I don't know if I went that far.
You don't have 433.
Well,
I think that's when everything started. To be honest with you, as far as the cops.
Okay, 424. Yeah, car sound
There was
passing on
definitely
together.
someone leaving around 420 something, but
Leaves the parking area going down on Queen at 423. So they're like for them to say there was hardly any activity, this is showing the complete opposite. Like this is straight. This is like every fucking movement.
Exactly.
You know. But this flashlight coming.
Well,
from
when
the
you get a
complex area
chance,
on the
go
left.
to about 433.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, I know there's a video out there with enhanced audio, and at 433 you can clearly hear cars coming in, and I think it's 437. There's a whistle, like come here, you know, like over here, kind of thing. That kind of whistle.
Yeah.
And if you listen to the car sounds, they're like gunning it, like driving fast up a hill, whipping into a place, just like cop cars do when they're going to an emergency, but they don't have lights and siren. And you can see
and I
headlights
think
too.
I did the math on because I took the camera from when the hybrid was over at the identity theft place. I took the camera, and when that last, when the report was done and when the camera had shut off and when they had left, it was plenty of time to get over to this house. So I'm curious to see if there's any, where exactly did the hybrid go after they went to the identity theft apartments to deal with the guys with the sign? What did they do after that? Because I literally have a whole Excel sheet of where those freaking cops were all night. Like I got every body cam of those two cops that were undercover. So, and if you look at that car, I'm sorry, but
just those two.
Those are the only two undercovers that night that I know that exist.
Oh yeah. I would love to know.
I mean, I guess I could probably pull their. I could probably pull some time cards to see who was like working and what time and the shifts and stuff like that. I haven't done a FOIA request in a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give them a FOIA request. I want to know who was everybody that was working. So, but Terry, thank you so much for coming on here. Thank you for sharing your experiences. Thank you for waiting. Sorry, I was just going as the people had pressed on that button. So there was no rhyme or reason. I was just clicking, but thank you for, like I said, for your services with, during your time with law enforcement. And thank you for sharing. Appreciate you being here. Anything else?
You're welcome. Appreciate you too. No, when we hang up, I'll probably think of something, but that's all right. I'll save it for the next call.
All right. That sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Terry. I will talk to you soon. And thank you to the rest of you guys. TNT appreciates you. Do me a favor, and on your way out, I'm sure you have an opinion. Thumbs it up, thumbs it down, share it. Always enjoy hearing from you guys. Aaron, close enough. We knew what you meant. Again, thank you to the mods, members, subscribers. It is free to subscribe. All you gotta do is hit the subscribe button. If you want to be a member, you get perks, documents like this. I think I posted this. It's like a PDF I think I put out there. But this is Linda Lane, like literally second by second, whatever happened on Linda Lane. So the Richard baby, thank you so much, the Richard. Do you have a Patreon, Lana? You need on YouTube. Doesn't pay the best. You deserve to enjoy our all affection, quality above all. Fact, the haters. Thank you there, the Richard. Again, choose secret member for 6 months. Thank you, Saint Bernard. Puppies, Goliath, and Abby. Welcome to Truth and Transparency. Rock Chalk, what is good? Lana, can you move that timeline? Sure did. I made sure that happened. Ray, appreciate your analysis, Lana. Wish there could be a debate with some that feel it's all for the money. They're talking mad stuff, but fuck them. What's all for the money? Oh, me? Shit. Then why am I covering cases in Aliquippa? Why am I covering Brian Drake's case? Dr. Moore's case. That's wild. Irish Cloud 1982 sending much love. Thank you so much, Germany. Shit. Welcome. Hello. The Richard. Still wondering where other sub vehicles are. Yeah. Their PC is about to get blown up, so their narrative is about to get blown up. The motive, stalking. So he was stalking all 4 people, but he was stalking just one, but then 3 more people got killed according to, Christy. That's her, what she feels and she thinks. Then why wasn't Bethany and, Dylan killed then? Especially somebody like Dylan who encountered the killer. Yeah, no, and I don't buy that he was tired. I don't know. All I know is that Idaho made a shit ton of money off of 4 students being murdered. That's what I do know. Talk about money. People that got paid was that state. That's where the money went. Lana, the timeline is getting blown out of the water. It sure is. All right, guys, until next time, be kind to one another.
Alcohol stuff, okay?
Okay, yeah.
But this is the second noise complaint we've had here tonight within 2 hours.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Is this your place?
Yeah.
Perfect. You know why we're here?
I see noise.
Noise, yeah.
Yeah.
Big speaker right there.
Yeah.
Nothing against having a party. Once neighbors start calling in, then we have an issue.
Like brains, and like if you need a lot of brains, you're gonna be in trouble.
This November 29th, 4 people that were murdered, and you want to fuck around. You got 8 families that are being affected by this, and they just mean nobody from the university.
Shock value. And so what he did was he had taken pictures of California.
Oh, you're from. I would be outraged if I lived in Moscow right now. I'd be lighting some cars on fire out there. I'd be flipping some cars. I'd get the frats going wild with me. Let's get some noise complaints going.